Hey everyone, welcome back to Damn Tasty Vegan. My name is Maria Rose and I am back with another savory vegan breakfast recipe for you. We're gonna make savory vegan breakfast burritos. These are freezer friendly, so you can make a big batch of them, wrap them up in aluminum foil or freezer friendly reusable bag, pop them in the freezer, and then you've got breakfast ready to go every single morning. Now the reason why I love this breakfast burrito is because it's all in one bowl and you don't have to mess around and dirty a bunch of dishes. If you want an easy, quick breakfast recipe that doesn't dirty a bunch of dishes, then keep watching.
All right, so to make this easier, I just opted to get a bag of frozen diced potatoes. They're also sometimes called Southern style hash browns, and just put it on a lined or oiled baking sheet. Throw about a teaspoon or two of oil on there. Make sure you stir it around so that the potatoes get nicely coated. This just helps the potatoes get nice and crispy and golden. And then if you'd like, you can season it with a little bit of like garlic powder and just like a sprinkle or two of salt. Make sure that the potatoes are kind of evenly distributed over, on the pan. Now you want to bake them at about 400 degrees for about, what's up girl, hey, for about 30 to 45 minutes, or just read the, the back of the bag for how long to cook them, or just make sure that you cook them until they're like crispy and golden and brown. All right, now you want to make sure you get extra firm tofu. This will make sure that the tofu won't get like, saggy and gross and fall apart and just taste like mush. And we want to drain the tofu a bit. This helps to prep the tofu so that when we add the tofu to the pan with all the flavors, it's more apt to soak up all the flavors instead of just being waterlogged. So just gently squeeze it out in the sink, squeeze out the water, and don't worry if it starts to crumble a bit because we're going to crumble it anyway. So it doesn't really matter if it starts to crumble and break just a little bit. Now go ahead and turn your saute pan on a medium heat. Add about a tablespoon of vegan butter or margarine or vegetable oil, and we're going to saute the red onions until they're about translucent. Then we're going to add the turmeric powder, about a teaspoon of turmeric powder. This stuff is super healthy for you, but it's mainly used to add color to this dish so that the tofu resembles, scrambled eggs. Now to add a little bit of liquid to this and a little bit of creaminess, I love using unsweetened and plain coconut milk. It comes in the green carton like this, and I love coconut milk because it is the only plant milk I found that doesn't leave a weird aftertaste in dishes, so it adds a nice creaminess without like a weird aftertaste that like soy milk or almond milk does sometimes. So if you can find this brand, use that. If not, just use plain water. And then just mix about a third of a cup to the pan until everything's just mixed together. And then we're going to add our seasonings. So it'll be a teaspoon of garlic powder, a teaspoon of onion powder, and then that yellow gold that we call nutritional yeast. So about a tablespoon of nutritional yeast. Make sure it's all, mixed up together. Then add your chopped kale and minced garlic. I like to add my garlic later on in a dish so that it retains some of its like antioxidant properties, and also it retains like a more pungent garlic flavor in the dish. And then you just want to, just with your hands, crumble up the tofu into the pan, roughly to the size of, resembling scrambled eggs. Make sure you mix everything well, stir it up pretty well so that the tofu gets, nice and covered by that, coconut milk turmeric mixture. And then to add another depth of flavor to the scrambled eggs, I add about a tablespoon of soy sauce. This is so good. It adds just this, like I was saying, there's this extra depth of flavor to the tofu scramble. And you want to cook this until you get the desired consistency that you'd like. So if you'd like it a little more dry, just keep it on the heat for a little bit longer until the water starts to cook out. If you like it a little bit on the creamier, moist side, then like take it off the pan a little bit sooner. I cooked it for about maybe a total of like 5 minutes after everything was mixed together. Now, the secret to making this taste like eggs is to turn the heat off after you get the consistency you desire. Turn the heat off and then you add the black salt last, because I've found that the black salt loses its eggy flavor as it gets cooked. So I like to add it in at the very last and just kind of make sure I stir it and mix it up. Now we're going to mix everything into a bowl. And then you add a 16-ounce can of drained and rinsed black beans, and you add your roasted potatoes after they're done. And of course, you have to have cheese. So add your favorite shredded vegan cheese. I added about a half cup, but you can always add more. I think I added more eventually. You can add about half cup to a cup of cheese. Follow Your Heart or Chow or Violife are good vegan cheese options if you can find them. And then because I found that this can get a little bit dry, I like to add maybe like a half a cup to a cup of salsa. It's kind of your choice, like whatever kind of consistency you desire, add that amount of salsa and mix it all up. Now grab your tortillas, and if you want to have breakfast all prepped and ready to go, then you can roll them all now. So go ahead and put about like a half a cup of filling in your tortilla if you're using like a medium tortilla, and fold in the sides and then roll it over and make sure you tuck, really push and tuck that lip of the tortilla back in, and you want to continue rolling. Now you can go ahead to make sure that this like seals shut. You want to sear the bottom, like see that bottom part, you want to sear that into a like a oiled and heated skillet. You can do that to make sure that it stays shut. Or you can wrap it up in tin foil right away so that it doesn't come unwrapped. And here I am just showing you one more time how to roll the burrito, tucking the sides in, folding it over, really tucking that lip in. And there's a few different ways you can store it. You can store them, in containers if you want. Like if you have, just containers that you can take with you on the go, and then you can just heat them up like in a microwave once you get to work, or at home you can put them in the oven for about 15 minutes at about, I did mine about 350, 400 degrees, put them in the oven for about 15 minutes. They get nice and crispy and just really good. Or you can put them in aluminum foil, store them like that in the fridge, and then just grab them, heat them up the day of. Or you can get like these reusable sandwich bags, which I love. My sister got this for me for Christmas, and I just love these little kitty cat bags. And I could store about 2 medium ones in these little bags here if you want to go the more like reusable, low waste route. So there you go. You can wrap them up in tin foil, or use your own little container, or the reusable sandwich bags. And there you have it, you guys. So once again, like I said, each morning you can just pop them out of the fridge and throw them in like a toaster oven or the microwave, heat them up that way, or you can take them to work with you. If you have a microwave at work, you can heat them up there. This is just a really easy, versatile, breakfast that you have ready to go every morning. So I hope you enjoyed this recipe and have a fantastic week. Let me know if you have any questions.